Hello everyone, welcome back to my craft room. Today I'm going to make another card using the Good Morning Magnolia stamp set. Now this is a set of two. I've just put them all together in one box so that I can find both sets together. And as you can see, this is the image that I bought this stamp for. I just love big images, and this is the one we're going to use today. Now I'm making a card that measures, when folded, 5 7/8 by 5 7/8. Oh, I've got a little mark on my card there. Turn it over. And I've got a piece of crumb cake card that measures 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. As you can see, it's going to leave that little border round it. So let's get on. Now I'm surrounded by bits that I think I might need. Alright, so first of all what I'm going to do is, because I'm going to do some heat embossing. Now if you've not done heat embossing before, it is the most fantastic technique. Now this is an embossing buddy, and it's filled with a kind of a powder that helps stop your fingerprints and make sure that the powder only sticks where you want it to go, and you'll see why. Now we're going to use a Versamark stamp pad. Now this has got a kind of a gluey substance in it. I don't know what it's made of. I'm sure there's a more technical term than gluey. So what I'm doing, I'm just tapping it all over, and it's really sticky. I can feel it. Now what I want to do is I'm going to stamp on the two opposite corners. So I'm going to stamp this like so, and because it's a big stamp, you don't want to lift it up too soon. I'm going around all the areas, making sure, whoops, I just moved it a bit there, like so, especially that bit in the middle there, and then I'm going to lift it straight up. And it's also called a Versamark, because, so can you see, I actually wouldn't need to add anything to it if I didn't want to, but I'm going to. So now I'm going to add some more. That's actually really nice, I quite like that. I can feel another card coming on in my brain. Okay, so now I'm going to stamp just in the opposite corner. I want to make sure I try and protect my desktop. That's it. And again, I'm pressing quite hard because I want to make sure that all of those lovely lines show up. Perfect. Now I'm going to cover this up because I'm now going to bring in some embossing powder, and knowing me, it's going to go everywhere. So I've chosen to use our copper embossing powder. Now we have got gold, but I thought copper might look really lovely. So I just need to just get this spoon out. This is where I get all messy. I have got a little tray somewhere. Let me see if I can find my little tray. There we go. If I put that in my little tray, then if I do spill some, it might go in the tray. We'll see. So all you do is just pour this all over your stamped image, and that gluey substance, as I said, makes it all gluey and gives something for the powder to stick to. and then I'm just gently tapping it. That's it, lovely. Now, let's come round here, and you'll notice I'm being very careful to keep my fingers off of this area here. There we go. So right, that's done for now. Now what I'm going to do, put this away. I need to keep that away from the heat. I'm going to bring in my heat tool. And what I've got is I've got this chopping board, because the heat gun can get quite warm, and I just pop that under there to keep it in place. Now this is going to be noisy, I tell you that, so let me just warm this up a little bit. And can you see how at the moment it just looks quite ordinary really, doesn't it? So you'll see the magic of heat embossing. Okay, so I'm sorry if this is going to be loud. And I'm just pointing the heat towards the powder, and what it's doing is it's melting that powder. Can you see the difference? And you don't need to wave it about, just point it. And gradually you'll see it starting to change. What I'm just going to do is I'm just going to look at it in the light, just to make sure I've caught all the bit. I think I've still got a little bit there and a little bit here to do. So let's go. So there we go, there's our piece. Now that's still quite warm, so I'm being very careful when I pick it up. Oops. Now what I want to do is I'm just going to add a little bit of colour to that. Now, because I've used a crumb cake base, I thought it might be nice to add a bit of white. Now this is our actually our Stampin' Chalk marker, and it's white as you can see. And what I'm going to do, yeah, that's cooled off a bit now. I'm just going to add some little bits of white. To here. Just into the centre bits here. And because I've embossed this, I've got a kind of an edge that I can feel really easily. In fact, shall I do the whole flower? I think I'm going to do the whole flower. Nice. think those are leaves, or do you think they're petals? I think that's petal there. I think these are petals of the magnolia rather than the leaves of the magnolias. Or yeah, I think the leaves are the ones that have got these veins on. So I'm going to colour all of these. Sometimes it's just nice to sit and do a little bit of colouring. Quite relaxing, really. So I think that one there needs a bit of white on it as well. That's a leaf, or a petal I should say, not a leaf. That's it. I'm going to turn it and I'm going to do this side. And you can see I'm no artist at all. I mean, I can't draw a stick person, me. But I can colour, and I like colouring in. Don't do it very often, but it's nice just to do it, sit and do it. That's why it's nice when we've got these images that are just so beautifully drawn. They don't need an awful lot, except just a bit of colour added to them, and it makes you look like you're really good, a really good artist. Little do they know. Gives that nice chalky effect, really nice. Missed a bit over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get a soft tissue. I'm just going to rub that where it perhaps went on to the, kind of burnishing the, that's it, give a burnish to the copper again. That's it, lovely. Good, there we go. That looks really nice. Now we need a sentiment on there, don't we? So if I bring in my card base, that's going to look like that. And the sentiment I'm going to use says thinking of you, and I thought that could go nicely there. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this. I love this little punch. It's called the Label Me Fancy punch. It's a lovely size, I think. Let me just check and make sure it will fit onto there. Just, that's okay. So I think I'm going to use early espresso, I think. A sort of a darky brown colour. So let's see what this is going to look like, shall we? Let's get that out of the way. Nice, lovely. And Now what I need is I need a shape behind it. Let me just clean my stamp. What colour shall I put behind it? Shall I put early espresso? That might be a good colour, mightn't it? Let's bring in a bit of that's early espresso. Oh no, let's put a bit of soft suede behind it. Yeah. And I'm going to use this is the other one. This is called the Label Me Lovely punch. Look at that lovely shape. Isn't that beautiful? And of course it's a punch. I love punches. Ooh, always go for a punch, me. There we go. So that can go that way, or it could go this way. What do you think? That way or that way? I like it that way. I think shows off the curvy at the top there, I think. So, am I going to put any ribbon on here? What do you think? Should I put some ribbon on? Let's give that a bit of a rub. That's it. What do you think? Shall I put some ribbon round it? I could use this. This is our, what's it called, this ribbon? I can never remember. It's called crinkled ribbon. No, I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm just going to put the sentiment on here like so. And I don't think it needs anything else on there. So I'm going to pop the sentiment on with some dimensionals. So we'll put some behind here. And now that that chalkiness is starting to dry, I think what I might do is leave it a few more minutes, and after I've put the card together, before I post a picture on my blog, I might just go over it again just to give a bit more depth to the colour, because at the minute the card colour is showing through a bit more than I really want. So I'm just going to pop this on here. Like so. And that's going to go on there. So I'll bring in a bit of glue. Oh, I think this might have run out. Yeah, I got a feeling it's run out. Let me bring in another one. I'm just going to pop this down here in the corner. Like so. Then I'll attach this to my base card. This is a nice simple card, and it just shows off the lovely flower. And some cards, I think, you don't need to have an awful lot on them. You need to just let the image do the speaking for you. I'll pop some pearls on there, I think. Have I got any pearls? I'm sure I have. I had some earlier on. Yeah, there we go. So I'll use some of the little ones, and I'm just literally going to dot them about. This is our pick-me-up tool. It's got a sticky end. And I'm not worrying about where I put them. I'm just going to go where the fancy takes me. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pop one up there. There you go, 7 odd ones. Nice. And that's it. And I will do a little bit more colouring to that. And I will do a blog post, and I'll post a picture and I'll post a list of the things that I've used, so that if you'd like to make a card like this using this stamp set, you can. So thank you for watching. Bye.